Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining us for the Virtual College Exploration. Today's session is Study in the UK, the New Normal. So this has been sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling along with StriveScan. And before I turn it over to our presenters for today, I just want to follow up with some quick housekeeping items. So you'll notice at the bottom of your screen, there's a little Q&A icon. We'll be using that for any questions that you have. So if you post a question in there, the presenters will be able to see and answer your questions. Just keep in mind that for today's session, you are muted and your camera is off. So just be aware that the presenters are not able to see or hear you. So that's why we're using that Q&A feature. Additionally, this is just one of many of the college presentations that are going to be offered as a part of this virtual college exploration. So please be sure to check out our schedule at www.iacac.org to see if there's additional sessions that are of interest. And again, for today's session, this is going to be recorded, so there will be a recording that's made available to you all. And the recordings for these sessions are going to be posted at www.iacac.org. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to share my screen. Is that, sorry, I think that's not the right one. Bear with me a second. Sorry guys, a little technical glitch, we'll get there. I think we're here. Okay. Can I get a nod from the others just to see that you can see this? Perfect, thanks. So it looks like it's just loading. Welcome to our presentation, Study in the UK, the New Normal. We are 4 universities, the University of Essex, Lancaster, University of Nottingham, and the University of Manchester. So what we're going to be covering today, this is a presentation about how we have adapted in the UK over the last 6 months and what we are doing to keep our students safe whilst they study with us during a pandemic. So after we've introduced ourselves to you, we'll look at how the UK has responded to COVID-19 and in particular how universities in the UK have reacted and how we have prepared for a new normal. We will then explore student health and wellbeing more broadly at universities and how we are supporting our students, followed by some reasons why you might want to consider studying in the UK or why it might be a good fit for some of your students. We'll then have a brief overview of each of our universities, followed by some Q&A at the end. So we are 4 universities, but unfortunately there was a slight administrative issue and you only have 3 panelists today. So Lancaster won't be on the panel, but all 4 universities will be represented throughout the presentation. So my name is Emma Burgess. I am a representative for the University of Essex.
Hi everyone, my name is Emma Palfreyman and I work in the University of Nottingham, covering the Americas as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Raluca. I work for the University of Manchester and I would normally be your first point of contact if you had any questions about undergraduate study with us. I think the first part of the presentation goes to me, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet for everyone. So the first thing that we wanted to do is update you with what's the current situation with COVID-19 in the UK. The latest information we have from the government is that the number of COVID-19 cases in England is declining again. However, since Monday, the 14th of September, the government has reintroduced measures to reduce the risk of exposure for people. The UK government's managing the local coronavirus outbreaks and enforcing local lockdowns where necessary, including financial sanctions for groups that are not respecting the social distancing rules in place. So the government is actively working on trying to make England a safe place for students and obviously for the entire population. At the moment, it's required to wear a face covering, especially indoors and especially in locations where it's not possible to socially distance. Some of the lockdown has actually eased with gyms, hospitality outlets, cinemas, and pools that are open to the public. However, there are additional precautions and restrictions for those wishing to engage in these activities. The more important part of what we wanted to talk to you about is how UK universities actually have responded to the current health crisis around the world. So the priority for all universities has and will remain the safety, health and well-being of students and the entire university community. The UK government's official bodies for each region, such as Office for Students for England, have a mandate to protect all international students, and each UK university has actually implemented a student protection plan. So international students and obviously UK students can feel safe in a good environment that will be conducive to their studies. Universities in the UK are also supporting the national effort, and we're providing skilled workers equipment, and we're contributing to research as much as we can in the hopes that we will eradicate the current global pandemic. I have a few examples for you in terms of how our universities actually have responded to the current COVID-19 crisis and what advances in research we've made. So for Lancaster, the university has offered the use of its own labs in order to increase the number of tests for COVID-19, especially amongst the National Health Service staff and patients, and they're working alongside the National Health Service in the UK. In addition to that, a team led by a professor from the University of Lancaster has developed a new smart testing device that it's incorporating a lot of the technology that the university is working on to detect COVID-19 in under 30 minutes, almost like it would be a smartphone application. The University of Essex, present here, is actually home to the Institute for Social and Economic Research, also Human Rights Center, and the Institute for Analytics and Data Science. All of these organizations are actually closely involved in responding to the COVID-19 research agenda and advising the government on what its policies should be. The University of Essex academics were actually amongst the first group of researchers to be requested to advise on UK government policy and first response to our crisis. In terms of the University of Manchester, which is the university that I represent today, our expertise in data science, mathematics, and computer modeling has been actually used to help identify and track patients with symptoms and to help with identifying those patients who need more intensive interventions at an earlier stage. This collaboration between the university and the National Health Service has actually helped to routinely collect patients' data and afterwards help to identify cases that need to be escalated and treated quickly to ensure that patients' survival rate is actually higher. In addition to that, the university is currently in discussion with manufacturers who are developing vaccines to prevent COVID-19. And we're hoping that through our approach, through this collaborative way of working, we will be able to support rapid recruitment and identification of results for any future vaccination trials that will be conducted. Last but not least, actually, the University of Nottingham has developed a new study that looks at how many nurses and doctors have been infected and how we can help immunize them and prevent the spread of COVID-19. In addition to that, scientists at the University of Nottingham are actually ready to begin clinical trials for a DNA vaccine to prevent COVID-19. And experts are working alongside other universities as well as some pharmaceutical companies to adapt this existing cancer vaccine platform that they've been working on for the development of a new vaccine against COVID-19. So hopefully all of these updates from our universities are helping put you at ease and also inform you of what we're doing and how our research is going to have a global impact on the current COVID-19 crisis. I will hand it over to my colleague Emma, who's going to talk about where we are now and our safety measures on campus.
Thanks, Raluca. Sorry, I'm trying to see how I can start my video. Okay, so where are we now at safety measures on campus? Now, the most important thing for universities in the UK is that students are safe both mentally and physically. Measures will include enhanced cleaning and sterilising regimes, as well as one-way systems around campus to manage large student numbers and crowds. Signage will also ensure that students can follow and understand the flow of people and safe social distancing. In the UK, it's already mentioned we are required to wear a face mask in public areas, so university will support this, and in most places will provide face masks to their students. Training will be offered to students, so particularly those that are international and maybe not familiar with the guidelines in the UK. Students will be able to follow, go to training and understand and learn about the guidelines that they are required to follow. Testing will also be offered at many universities. COVID-19 testing will also be offered at many universities as well. There are doctors' surgeries, so when students come to campus, they can register with doctors that are on campus very often, and so students will have access to those facilities when they are on our university campuses. Also, if you're an international student, the UK government has confirmed that overseas visitors will be entitled to testing and treatment of coronavirus, and they won't have to pay for that. So this is really just an update of where we are now, and we hope that it provides, we hope that the situation, of course, will be very different in 6 months' time, and of course even more in a year's time. But yeah, just an update really of where we are now and how we have responded in the UK. Oh, sorry. My next slide is, here we are, sorry about that, preparing for a new normal. So our approach to teaching is much more flexible. It's not just our teaching as well, it's our admissions, arrivals and orientation too. So we know that students, it's not just going to have affected students that are starting in 2020, but students joining us in 2021 will also have been disrupted by classes that may have been cancelled. So we're trying as much as possible to be flexible and to accommodate the circumstances of students. Just worth noting that the universities that are being represented on this webinar are not going test optional for 2021. So most universities have adopted a blended learning approach, and what that means is students will be taught in a way that blends online and face-to-face teaching, and this offers flexibility, and it also offers students the ability to take control and make choices that are right for them. This year we have had to adapt and make changes to our virtual, to our Welcome Week. So our student unions have put together programs so that it doesn't matter if students are on campus or whether they're online, they can still get involved and be a part of the university freshers fairs and events that are going on. There's no getting away from the fact that the student experience will be different, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun. And our students' unions are organising some really great activities like Netflix parties, there's virtual open mic nights, there's yoga and fitness classes, as well as sporting challenges on social media as well. So students can participate online, or if they're on campus, then they can participate in person. There will be social distancing measures in place, and that will be to limit the transmission of COVID-19. And of course, universities will have plans in place to respond to cases of COVID-19 should an outbreak occur. The priority of universities will be to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And universities will respond to cases in line with Public Health England. So I think I'm passing over to Emma now.
Thank you, Emma. So universities in the UK offer so much support for international students, and we all welcome US students, so you won't be alone, and you'll meet students from all over the world when you're here as well. Welcome weeks are still taking place, even through the COVID restrictions, to make sure students receive a warm welcome, whether that's in person or remotely. We take mental and emotional health and wellbeing very seriously and have teams and services in place to support you. That could be a chat and a cup of tea with your tutor or a welfare officer, student mentor, or with a counsellor, depending on your needs. But there's no shame in asking for help. We understand that you may sometimes get a bit homesick, but you won't be alone. Most campus accommodation has 24-hour security, and there's often a live-in support officer who can help you whatever time of night it is. Every student is assigned a personal tutor who can be your go-to person in the first instance, and you can count on the Students' Union for independent advice as well, and they also support Welcome Week. International students also have access to our National Health Service while you're studying in the UK. So what else have universities been doing through the pandemic to look after our students? So Whilst gyms have been closed, our sports instructors have offered online gym sessions from their homes and back gardens. There have been socially distant campus activities, online Netflix parties and other quizzes. Gyms are reopening on campuses and ensuring social distancing measures and the highest levels of hygiene are in place for all your safety. Buddy and mentoring services such as UniBuddy are on offer, and you can chat to a current student about anything. There's support in accommodation blocks as well, so that students don't feel isolated. And there's also a service called Nightline, which is a service where you can speak to someone confidentially at any time of night if you need to. We've also been offering a meet and greet service for students, meeting them at the airports to ensure you travel safely to campus without having to worry about arranging travel after a long flight. And by the way, this support is all year round, so it's not just during COVID, but we've obviously enhanced our support during this difficult time so that students can arrive to campus safely as well. So everything's been taking place or will take place apart from the gym classes from the instructors' back gardens. That may change in the future.
Okay, so a little bit about why you might be interested to study in the UK, or why it might be a great fit. So our fees in the UK are really, really competitive. They do range from institution to institution, and it does vary from course to course. But on average, you would be looking at $20,000 to $25,000 per academic year. And many universities in the UK also accept are FAFSA accredited, so you can use federal aid to support you whilst you're at university to pay for your tuition and maintenance fees, living costs whilst you're at university. The UK is one of the world's leading destinations for international students, so we are really recognised for the quality of our education in the UK, and our degrees are 3 years in length. Our undergraduate degrees are 3 years, and our masters are 1 year. So you could do an undergraduate degree and a master's in the same time that it would ordinarily take you to do an undergraduate degree in the US. Also, the fact that our undergraduate degrees are 3 years in length means that it's one whole less year worth of fees that you have to pay for. So the reason that our degrees are 3 years is because there is no general education. So this model in the UK model is a perfect fit for anyone who knows exactly what it is that they want to major in. So say, for example, you know you want to study history and you apply to study history, then from day one, you would never ever have to pick up a maths book or science book ever again. So there's loads of flexibility in the UK as well. You can tailor your degree to your own needs and your wants. You can choose a single honours, and we do offer joint combined honours too. There's options to pick your classes, pick different modules depending on what it is that interests you. So yeah, there's lots of flexibility. We also offer a new graduate immigration route, so it's a new post-study work visa which will enable graduates to stay in the UK to work or look for work for an additional 2 years once they graduate. So this is an amazing opportunity for any students that are wanting to stay in the UK and work once they've completed their degree. And we have a 94% average on-time completion rate. So completion rate is a bit different in the UK compared to the US, and that's partly to do with how our degrees are structured. All our classes and credits are pre-allocated, so you don't have to worry about whether or not there might be room in a class that you want to, or module that you want to study, and that's one of the reasons that our completion rate is so high. Just passing over to Emma, sorry, I should have said that.
So what can you enjoy and experience as a student in the UK? So it has a fascinating history and cultural heritage, which you'll be able to explore when you're here, from castles, museums, historic houses, gardens, as well as other areas of outstanding beauty. The UK is a multicultural society which embraces equality and creates equal opportunities for everyone. The whole of Europe is so easily accessible from the UK with low-cost airlines, so international students especially take advantage and travel for long weekends or during holidays. There are hundreds of student clubs and societies at our universities, so you can just try as many as you want and pursue those you really like, but guaranteed you'll make friends. All students apply for a student discount card as well for using in shops, cafes, restaurants, transport. You definitely won't be bored. And you'll see for yourselves how beautiful the UK really is when you visit the national parks. And our cities are vibrant places because of the student population, which bring a real buzz to our cities. So I'm sure you're all keen to know whether studying in the UK will enhance your career prospects, and there really are so many opportunities throughout your studies which you can take advantage of. It's worth gaining some work or volunteer experience if you can, or even an industrial placement. So you're not only gaining experience and new skills, but you're making valuable connections with prospective employers. All our universities offer career support to guide you during your studies and after graduating, and you'll be able to connect with a network of thousands of alumni. You can also still choose to study in another overseas destination because our universities have hundreds of links with partner universities and companies where you can opt to learn new languages as well. And many courses in the UK are accredited by professional bodies, for example, in business, engineering, medicine, sciences, and these are also recognised and targeted by employers globally. So you'll develop new skills such as critical thinking, creativity, time management, decision making, and definitely confidence and a global outlook. And as Emma mentioned in the previous slide, you'll also benefit from the new post-study work visa.
Great. Thank you, Emma. Okay, so we're just going to each introduce you to our universities very briefly, as quickly as we can, so that we've got some time for some questions. So, like I said, I work at the University of Essex. We have 3 campuses. They are all within 1 hour of central London, which for me is the perfect distance. You're close enough if you want to get into the city, but you're far enough so that you're not paying those high London prices. Our main campus, the largest of our 3 campuses where the majority of our courses are taught, is our Colchester campus. In the background there, that's a picture of some of our academic buildings. And our Colchester campus sits on 200 acres of beautiful award-winning parkland. We have over 16,000 students from over 130 countries. So for like a medium-sized university, that's quite a high proportion of nationalities that we represent. We are ranked 4th in the UK for international outlook. That's something I'm super proud of and something that I love about working at Essex. You really get a sense of a global, international, cosmopolitan community when you're on campus. You can always hear different languages and accents, and it feels really international when you're on campus. We are ranked Gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework, which is the highest accolade that can be awarded. So that's a testament to the quality of the teaching that is taught at Essex. And we were awarded the University of the Year by the Times Higher Education in 2018. And that was something we were particularly proud of, as we felt that we were truly recognised for putting students first, and students and staff first at really the centre of everything that we do. At the bottom left there is a little picture, a little cameo of Pebbles. That's our campus cat. He's kind of like our mascot and a bit of a celebrity on campus. Students absolutely love him. If I was to describe an Essex student, it would be someone that likes to ask questions and challenge conventions. We don't spoon feed degrees at Essex, so we want students to tackle issues and debates with academics, with fellow students. And we say that students embody an Essex spirit, so someone who is determined and really up for a challenge. But that's just what I'm saying. What we say, please feel free. We would love you to speak to our students and current staff. At the bottom right there is a link where you can speak to our students. If there's a particular subject that you're interested in, for example, I'd really encourage you to speak to that student, ask them about it, how they're enjoying it, and what they think of studying at Essex. Handing over to Raluca.
Just because unfortunately our colleagues from Lancaster weren't able to be here, I'm hoping to introduce the university to you and do it justice. So University of Lancaster is located on a beautiful campus. It's actually surrounded by parkland, and it's in the northwest of England. One of the things that's quite unique and distinct about the University of Lancaster is that they operate in a collegiate system. So you belong to one of their colleges and then you can instantly make friends or join people who live in the same area as you, or who might have and share the same course as you. So you would have loads of opportunities to connect with fellow students. In addition to that, Lancaster is actually proud of its achievements as a young university, is ranked top 10 in the 3 main UK league tables, and they have loads of subject areas that are ranked in top 10 individually as well. They are highly ranked internationally in some of the league tables that you might be considering and might be looking at, like the QS World Rankings, where they have certain subjects in the top of those rankings as well. They have been named the International University of the Year, and they also have great support available for students who are interested in pursuing a particular career either during or after university, with their employability rates being actually quite high and awarded several awards throughout the years. In addition to that, the University of Lancaster is a very supportive university. It's a wonderful place to study in, and we promise to share the details of their representative with you at the end of this presentation.
Thanks, Raluca. So the University of Nottingham is located in a friendly, vibrant and historic city in the centre, right in the centre of the UK. It's easily accessible to other major cities as well, and airports, and it's a couple of hours from London on the train. So we are ranked in the QS World Top 100 universities, and we do have a high research output as well at Nottingham, just like all the universities who are presenting today. So you will graduate with a world recognised degree. Students benefit from an outstanding careers service at Nottingham as well. As you can see, we are ranked top 70 according to the QS ranking for employability. This offers internship opportunities for students while they're studying, extensive links with local and global employers, and in fact is targeted by employers. And you can make those connections while you're studying at Nottingham, as employers and partners in industry are invited to the university to give guest lectures, to attend networking events, careers fairs, and our careers service can help support you with finding work while you're studying, but also when you're ready to graduate. So they can help connect you as well with our alumni community, which is now in excess of 280,000. So studying at the university really does provide a perfect platform for you to plan your career path. Nottingham has overseas campuses actually in China and Malaysia as well as the UK. So this provides an enhanced experience, as you can imagine, for our students. We were the first international branch campus of British University to set up campus in Malaysia. And then the first independent campus in China. So across these 3 main campuses, we have over 47,000 students. Over 33,000 students are in the UK alone, and around 8,000 of those are international, many of which live on our beautiful award-winning campuses. This is one that you can see in the image. This is our main campus, University Park. And as I've mentioned, we have accommodation on our campus as well. And this has won a sustainability award for the last 17 years, called the Green Flag Award. So if you ever have the opportunity to visit, you'll see how beautiful the green space is. It's a really friendly community feel on campus, and it's only 15 minutes from the centre, and accessible to the other campuses that we have in the UK as well. So there's everything you need here. Libraries, although you might not enjoy all your time in the library, there are still some rooms with views. There's cafes, bars, there's a hotel, our teaching hospital. And we have amazing sports facilities as well. So Nottingham does in fact have a strong reputation for sports, and we finished 2nd in the British University Colleges League in 2018-19, which we're very proud of. So if you do want to try out new sports or compete, the opportunities are there. So we would hopefully provide and offer an unforgettable experience at Nottingham. So feel free to get in touch with me after the presentation, and I can tell you more about the campus and the university.
It is back over to me. Thank you very much, Emma, to talk a little bit about the University of Manchester. The University of Manchester is the largest campus-based university in the UK. We are home to over 40,000 students on our campus in the city of Manchester. And we're very proud to have approximately 25% of those students to be international. So you are truly joining the world in one place if you decide to attend the University of Manchester. As a university, we are ranked 27th in the world according to the QS rankings of 2021, and we are very proud to have been and continue to be home to 25 Nobel Prize winners. 2 of our Nobel Prize winners are actually currently on staff, and they are researching and teaching on graphene applications. The University of Manchester has actually been the #1 most targeted UK university by top employers, and we continue to be at the top when it comes to our employability strategy and how we approach our employability, opportunities for internships, and support for our students to kickstart their career. With the University of Manchester, we have over 500,000 alumni in over 190 countries, with approximately 8,500 US student alumni across all states of US. So if you do decide to join the University of Manchester, you will have access to the network of alumni that we have around the world and also in the US, should you choose to go back to the US. Otherwise, you can definitely stay in the UK and continue your career with us and with the support that we can offer. The University of Manchester combines the best of both worlds. We are a campus university, but we are located in the city. We are about 10-minute walk from Manchester city centre. So you do get the best of both worlds. You have both the campus in a self-contained environment with all the buildings belonging to the university in the same place. And then if you just venture out from that area a little bit, you will be in Manchester city centre. The city of Manchester is the 2nd largest city in the UK, so 2nd after London. However, please don't imagine the sizes of New York City or Miami. I think at best we are the size of Boston. However, in terms of population and things that you can do while you're in Manchester, it does not lack. You have access to all sorts of entertainment. If you want theaters, loads of live music provided by the university venues and outside, loads of parks, loads of other recreational activities. You can even take up sailing if you want in Manchester. So there's loads and loads of activities for students to engage with, whether it's on campus and part of the university or outside going into the city. Manchester, although it is the 2nd largest city in the UK, it's actually home to a student population. We have 3 universities within the city boundaries and a few other universities around the Manchester area as well. So it is quite a young and vibrant city. But Manchester is actually a city full of history and full of firsts. Manchester is the birthplace of feminism, vegetarianism, and the Industrial Revolution. And that says actually quite a lot about our profile as a university, as well as our city. As the city of where the Industrial Revolution was born, you will see with the university, we are at the forefront of research. We invest as a university a lot in our researchers, and we create opportunities for our students as well to engage in this type of research if they're interested in doing that. The University of Manchester is a large university, and that also means that we probably attract and look for students that are just a little bit more independent. However, with our support systems in place and one-to-one tutoring that we offer to all of our students, you shouldn't have any trouble fitting in. The university offers guaranteed accommodation to all of our international students on our campus, and we are proud to actually say that we can offer this guarantee of accommodation to our students for the duration of their degrees. All of our accommodation bedrooms are single occupancy, so I know that's quite important when it comes to personal space. So you'll definitely be getting your own room, which is the case for all of my colleagues here and in general UK universities as well. So if there are a couple of things that I'm hoping you can take from this presentation, especially about the University of Manchester, is our academic pedigree as a university, the fact that we are the forefront of research, and it's a community that you can also join as a student, and also the fact that we look a little bit like Hogwarts from our pictures. So I'm going to stop this just so we can have a little bit of time for Q&A, and I'm sure that my colleagues will join me with their microphones as well, so we can answer the questions that you have asked. If you've not asked any questions, now will be a great time for you to do that. And especially if you want to know more about the application process for UK universities, whether you want to know how our majors and minors work. Oh, that's a great question. So the first question that came in is, what tests do you accept? Do we want to go around, or just one of us answers?
Well, we're going to provide some information. So we'll send you all a sheet with all our details. But yeah, the majority of us, they'll be slightly different. You'll find that each institution obviously will be slightly different with their requirements. But I believe we all accept SAT, AP tests, the ACT, and an average GPA, high school GPA diploma. But yeah, the requirements will be slightly different from institution to institution.
A couple of things to jump in there with is what you'll find with UK admissions across all universities in the UK is that we are very transparent in our admissions policies, and we always publish our entry requirements on our websites for each course. So if you want to know what actual tests we accept, but also what grades you would need to go into to enter into those courses and be admitted, all you have to do is go to the university page that you're interested in, find the course that you're interested in, and then look at the grade profile that you need in order to get in. And those would be the grades that we would expect to see from our students as well. Yep, sorry.
Go on. I was just going to say, so the next question is, I'm a community college student, 2-year college transfer. Can they transfer credit? So that's not really a thing in the UK, transferring credit. However, if you've done, it's possible that you could transfer into perhaps the second year of one of our university courses. Our admissions team would make that decision based on the classes and modules that you have already studied, and then make that assessment as to whether or not you would be eligible for to start in your second year. There's a question about, so the next question is, what is the University of Essex main focus of study? We offer a huge number of courses. We're really well known for our social sciences. In particular, we're ranked very well for social sciences, in particular our politics department, Department of Government, as well as criminology and sociology too. We have an amazing human rights centre, so if anyone's interested in human rights and want to add that as a minor to their degree, then that's possible with some of our subjects. But we also offer a large number of health and social care courses. We have a School of Life Sciences. We have a lot of humanities subjects, and we also have the largest of all our departments is our business school. But yeah, if you'd like to, at the end of this, we'll share our contact details. So the person that asked that, if you'd like to contact me directly, I'd be more than happy to talk to you a bit further about our courses.
I think the next question is actually for me. So the University of Manchester, talking about scholarships, because it's quite a large university and we have a lot of departments and courses that we offer, in terms of the scholarships that we have available, we publish them each year and they differ department by department. So for example, for next year, we have scholarships in our engineering and sciences department. We have scholarships available from our alumni foundation as well. And we also have scholarships that are merit-based. The type of scholarships that you will mostly find with the University of Manchester work is tuition fee scholarships. So we would be applying that to your total tuition fee. But to apply to those scholarships, it would be an individual application on each department's page, depending on what subject you're interested in studying. And I think the next question kind of ties in with what we're talking about. So I'm just gonna throw it to Emma from Nottingham, but FAFSA does apply to UK universities. So Emma, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, that's right. So I believe all UK universities, or most of, are partners of FAFSA. That enables all students from the US to apply for federal loans. And you will see on each of our websites, which we can send you afterwards, that we have code, which I'm just looking at now on our website. So each has a school code that you will fill in on your application form, and your application forms are certainly processed. I imagine it's the same at all our universities, are processed by us as well. I don't know if anybody wants to add anything about.
No, I think that was a very comprehensive answer, actually. And I think the next question is around finding a career in the US. Would it be harder with an international degree versus a US degree? I'm happy to take this one if you want. Sure. I think the best way to answer this question for you would be to just point you in the right place where you can do a little bit of research. And the reason why I say that is because obviously all of us are really interested in telling you about our universities. And the reality is you wouldn't have any problems starting a career in the US with an international degree, especially not from the UK. All of our degrees are recognized internationally, and actually you will see that with employers, they value your international experience and your ability to work in an international environment and connect with people from different cultures. But if you want to do a little bit of research, all of our universities, and in general UK universities, you'll see that we have a LinkedIn profile. On LinkedIn, you have a little tab there that says alumni. And when you click on that and you filter by country, you can see exactly what our alumni from the US are doing around the world and the companies that they work for. So you will see that almost all of them are either in employment or for the study or research, and you'll be able to see exactly what companies they're working for and what sort of careers they've progressed into. I think one of the things you'll also find with UK degrees in our universities as well, we build in the soft skills necessary for students to be able to take up any job really outside of very specialist ones. So then you shouldn't have a problem finding and building a career once you finish a UK university.
I'm going to try and answer one more question. So the next one was about majors and minors and how that works in the UK. So something that's really key about studying in the UK is you pick the subject that you want to study first, and then you would pick the university that you want to study it at, and you would apply to, if you were applying through UCAS, which is a whole nother question and answer, but if you were applying through UCAS, then you would apply up to 5 universities to study that course. So when you're looking at our universities and seeing what course it is you want to study, you'll see that some courses will have an and. So for example, you might see journalism and economics, and that will be a joint major, a double major. If you were to see journalism with economics, then you would be majoring in journalism and it would be a minor in economics. So that's kind of how it works. But once you start looking at university course pages, you'll see where there's the word and with, that differentiates majors and minors.
Just something to add there. I'm sure this has been mentioned already, but one of the advantages is, or another advantage is the course length. So you will study a degree in 3 years, which is slightly different to the US. Well,
I think the final comment here would be in terms of when in the year applications are generally due. The UCAS application deadline, which is the central application system in the UK, is the 15th of January for non-medical courses. And if you're not planning to apply for Oxford and Cambridge. If you plan to apply for Oxford and Cambridge or medicine, dentistry, or veterinary medicine, then the deadline is 15th of October of the year before you're meant to start. If you're applying for any other degrees, it's the 15th of January for the year when you are meant to start. In addition to that, something to keep in mind about UK admissions is that you don't have to have all your standardized test results At the point of application, you just have to let us know that you're about to take them. So given what's going on in the world right now with COVID and the delays that you're experiencing with SATs, APs, and all the other standardized tests, don't worry about it. We will be waiting for you to submit your results all the way until mid, if not end of August, so of the year that you're about to start. So you have plenty of time to take those tests. All you have to do in your application is detail the examinations that you're about to take and the grades that you think you're going to achieve. And with that, you'd be able to apply to all of us.
Well, I just want to give a big thank you to our presenters and the 4 institutions that were represented in today's session. And I want to thank all participants for being on and for joining us today. Just as a quick reminder, as soon as you exit out of this screen or as soon as we end this session, a quick survey link is going to appear. There's only 4 questions, so if you guys would take that survey, that really helps us. Additionally, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, you guys can sign up for more sessions. So if you go to www.iacac.org, you'll be able to see the schedule of sessions and see if there's any other sessions of interest for you all. And then lastly, the recording of today's session will be made available, and all sessions are being recorded. So any session that you attend for this will be available at www.iacac.org. So thank you again to all of our presenters, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.